Let's be honest, you have not been using the tools that crafting provides in Elden Ring. You bought the crafting kit from Kali, but you never used it. And I'm here to change that, so don't worry. And I'm gonna show you how you can increase the damage you deal to bosses by more than 50% just to get you ready for Shadow of the Earth Tree. In this video I'm gonna show you how and why you should utilize the crafting system in Elden Ring. To keep it short and simple, I'm gonna introduce you to 3 crafting items that will increase the damage you deal by 50% for a period of time and give you a shield that makes you invulnerable. Maybe just for one hit, but still, it's a great aura buff. The 3 items I'm talking about are Exalted Flesh, Uplifting Aromatic, and Freezing Pot. I picked these 3 items in particular because they have use cases for almost all builds, maybe less for some, but still, you will find some value here, especially if you have never utilized crafting much before. Alright, so we're gonna kick this list off with the Exalted Flesh. The Exalted Flesh is a body buff, a consumable body buff that you craft, and it requires raw fruit, lump of flesh, hefty beast bones, and arterial leaves to craft, but I'm gonna show you a way that you can farm all of the materials for the crafting items in this video at the end of the video, so don't even worry about that right now. For now, we're just gonna go over what these do and why you need them. So basically what the Exalted Flesh does is that it gives you a 20% physical damage buff for 30 seconds. This may not sound like much, but have you ever died to a boss like this? Imagine if this guy had used the 20% damage buff in the beginning of the fight, might have ended differently. So just to demonstrate this, I will hit this mob, and he was not ready right now, so he will lose 111 health. So I'm gonna hit him again, 86, and then we pop the Exalted Flesh and we attack him again. Now we do 103 damage, which is basically a 20% damage increase. A side note here is that if you have the Flame Grant Me Strength Incantation, then it basically does the same thing. It gives 20% physical and fire damage, and these do not stack. So don't use them at the same time. And if you don't use Flame Grant Me Strength, then
stop it. Get some help.
All jokes aside, you should really go and get it. It's over here. I'm gonna show you a map link. And while you're at it, also grab the Golden Vow Incantation. Another side note here is that the Rock Sling sorcery scales with physical damage, and it's considered an S tier sorcery. So just to show that all builds are included, everyone is happy. Great, but this video is not about those, so moving on. All right, so for the second item of this list, we're gonna take a look at the Uplifting Aromatic. You need Altus Bloom, Budding Cave Moss, Silver Tear Husk, and Arterial Leaf to craft this item, and also a perfume bottle. This is an aura buff that increases your physical damage by 10% and then also gives you a shield that removes all of the damage from your next hit. This lasts for 40 seconds. So preferably you pop this right before your Exalted Flesh to have 30% increased damage and 100% damage negation for the first hit. So just to demonstrate again, we're gonna attack this guy. And then again, we do 86 damage. We pop the Exalted Flesh. This will be 103 damage. And then we use our Uplifting Aromatic. And now we deal 113 damage. So 30% damage increase. And you can also see that the next hit I take will be completely negated. That can be great in boss fights, especially if they have a strong first attack that you need to dodge. But before we move on from here, I just want you to look down and check to see how many subscribers we have. Do we still have below 1,000 subscribers? Yeah, I figured. You know what to do. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. Come on, man. All right, so the final item on this list we're gonna take a look at is the Freezing Pot. The Freezing Pot is a throwable item, and when enemies are struck by this, they get inflicted by 320 frost buildup. And this is regardless of what attributes you have. So all builds can use this, and it's a really strong item. Basically what it does is it doesn't increase your physical damage, but it weakens the enemy, so they take 20% more damage for a period of 30 seconds, because they will have the Frostbite status effect. Not all enemies can be afflicted by Frostbite, but most bosses can, and most probably Mesmer will be weak to this, so it's gonna get handy in that case. Right, so let's try this on a random mob instead. If I hit these guys, I do 134 damage. And then with the Uplifting Aromatic, and also our Exalted Flesh. We are gonna do, oh, wrong weapon, sorry. We're gonna do 177 damage. And now if we throw one of these on them, we're gonna do 212 damage. So all of these stack and you get a bunch of more damage. I went from about 130 damage to above 200, almost 212. So by my calculations, that is around 60% damage increase. Another honorable mention before the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC are the stimulating boluses. These can be found right here at the Hermit Merchant's Shack outside the capital. And in order to get these, you need to defeat the invader here. But before you do that, you can come up to the merchant once you get here and buy yourself a perfume bottle. Once you've bought that off the merchant, you can come over to the Grace and you're gonna have to wait until nightfall. Pass time until nightfall. And when the night arrives, the merchant is still there, but you have to fast travel back to the same location for some reason. And the merchant will be gone. And instead, you're gonna face the Bell-Bearing Hunter. Once you get that, you can go back to the Twin Maiden Husks in the Round Table Hold and offer them the Bell-Bearing. This will open up so they sell you all of the boluses, and the stimulating boluses you will probably need in the DLC since we've already seen that there will be sleeping swamps. And if you want an easy way to farm all of the materials you need to craft these items and also where the cookbooks are, I suggest you watch the next video where we go over that part. And if it's not up yet, we're working on it, so you're just gonna have to research for now. Also, like and subscribe and leave a comment down below telling us what's your favorite item to craft and why. And until next time, peace.